Welcome to the next episode of Field Notes, and let's talk about scouting. So, the basic idea is simple. If you are driving a light or medium tank, it's advantageous to go to some hidden position at the start of the game where you would be able to spot approaching enemy tanks. But at the same time, you always should be sure that there are some guns behind you which would do the actual damage. If you don't have that support, that scouting is useless. So you detect the enemy, but what's next? The purpose of this is doing some damage, and if there is no one to do this, it's just useless. So that T-20 just does it wrong, because okay, he spotted us, but we are hidden from the big guns by those hills on the left side. So he didn't do any good for his team, except that he was trapped and he died. So if you find yourself in this situation, you should really be running away as soon as possible. Always be away if you have support or you don't have support, and if your team is not going to help you, then just run away. Another thing that you should understand about scouting is that there is a passive scouting when you are basically sitting in the bush and spotting for the team, and active scouting when you are doing actual damage by yourself. Very important thing to know about active scouting is that every time you shoot, there is a high chance that you would be spotted. So after you shoot, you really should be falling back. Just don't try to wait and see if that light bulb goes off. Just shoot, back off, wait for some time, let the camera reset, and repeat it again. So it's not that complicated, but you should be methodical about doing this. But what if you are not driving light or medium tank? What should you do? Well, obviously at some point you will be spotted. So the question is how to minimize your chances to be destroyed, to receive damage. And the first rule is don't sit in the open, like this tank destroyer. It's really simple actually. When you are sitting in the middle of the field, you are open to shots from all directions, and you just invite red tanks to shoot at you. The same when you are going on the top of the hill knowing that you would be spotted. If you are going to spot other people, you should be the first at the top of the hill. But when the enemy is close, it's just too late. But if you are going to remember only one thing from this video, let it be this. Once spotted, move away from that position, just leave it. Either back off or move forward, it doesn't matter. Just leave the spot, because you will be eliminated. You will take a lot of damage while you are staying in the open, especially at the top of the hill. And I just can't stress this enough. I see people doing this mistake like every second game. So it doesn't require any special intelligence. If the light bulb goes off, or you see that your neighbor is being hit, or you see explosions nearby, it's a good signal that people are shooting at you. Just move away. Another thing which I love doing in light and fast medium tanks is what I call distractive scouting. The idea is that at the start of the game you quickly move into some pretty aggressive position and you sneak a shot at the enemy while they totally don't expect this to happen. The effect could be pretty awesome because you could track enemy tank, you could make them stop, turn their turrets, and generally you cause confusion in the advance, which gives your team great opportunity to plan the next move. And here is a similar situation on the False Creek. I am able to hit one tank, but E100 has a much thicker armor, so I probably should be using heat round at that distance. But it doesn't matter, you get the idea. So that concludes this episode of Field Notes. Good luck on the battlefield, and see you there. Bye.